is the Rob from 106.1 KISS FM here, reunited with my tag team partner in podcasting. Say hello. Welcome to the show, Ramblin' Jerry V, Mr. Jerry Valeri from State College, PA. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Post to Post Nation.
Yes.
How are we?
Man, I'm doing all right. How are you?
I feel like I'm doing well. We're doing better than Paige, that's for sure.
You want to start with that real quick?
Yeah, let's just jump right into that hot mess.
I guess my only thought is goodbye. She's toast.
She's gone. She's gone.
But,
where's Alberto Del Rio? Because that's where she's headed.
Well, but, I mean, she'll probably wind up in AAA with Alberto Del Rio. But I feel like, if you want my honest opinion, honest to God, I think she wants to be gone.
Well, it sure seems that way from Twitter. I mean, like, if she failed this drug test truly, if it's truly prescription, and it's stuff that's prescribed to her, and she has a case, then there's a way to make your case and appeal your case without going on Twitter and throwing all the shade. I mean, she's gone crazy. She's criticizing the WWE on Twitter. And that's not going to work, is it?
She's already mentally checked out, I feel like, as soon as Alberto Del Rio got fired. You know, there's people, I see it in every industry, and I don't want to single out women because men do this too, but I see it all the time with women. They don't know what's good for them sometimes, and they get so entrenched with their love lives that it affects their career lives. And you can do both, Paige. Like, you can have a boyfriend who wrestles for a different company and still wrestle for the biggest company in the world. That's okay.
Right, your boyfriend doesn't have to work with you. I understand you guys are on the road all the time, and it was nice, and it probably was enjoyable, but it clearly wasn't working for him either, and now he's gone. So, like, yeah, you could also have a boyfriend that works on Wall Street. Like, you don't have to date a wrestler, so you don't have to date a wrestler in your company.
Yeah, so it's, to me, I feel like she's kind of getting what she wants, I guess, you know?
Does it bum you out? I like Paige. I thought she was good. I liked her.
I would say, so you've got, let's say 0 is someone I can't stand and want gone, and 10 is someone I love and want to have around. Paige is like a 5.5 to a 6.
I can get that. I really liked her look. I thought she was super hot. I thought she was really talented. When she wanted to be good on the mic, she was.
Oh, I don't agree with the mic stuff. I'll give you, she wasn't ugly, but I mean, in the world of wrestling divas, I don't think she's super hot.
But I like the look. Like, I liked it was different.
It was different.
It was completely different. It wasn't like everything else. So I appreciated it, but I'm not going to miss it. Like, that's what she's missing, is that she's not. It sucks to say, but you're not necessary. Like, they'll move on now. I mean, the women's division's already so stacked that they can't get Rob's girlfriend Nia Jax on a Raw, so they don't need you, Paige.
My girlfriend.
You love Nia Jax. She's in love with you now.
Me? What are you talking about?
Hi, Rob.
Hello, Nia. Nice to hear from you.
I've missed you so much, Rob. You never call anymore.
I was going to say, I was hoping this would lead to the crowbarring the impression in. But I'm not dating Nia Jax, I assure you. You are, though. We're going to go to Red Lobster, and I'm going to eat 13 biscuits, and then we're going to come to my match, and I'm going to watch some jobber. Come on, Rob. Make a girl feel pretty. Make a girl feel pretty, Rob. You're very pretty, especially in your face, Nia Jax.
I love you too, Rob.
Let me one last thing about Paige. You know, when Paige came in, the women's division was in a much different shape than it is in now. She was much more valuable when it was the divas, like the Bellas and you know, the Evas and stuff like that, as opposed to now, where she was an amazing wrestler 2 years ago, but now that the Divas Revolution has happened, you've got the Charlottes, the Sashas, the Baileys. She's not an A+ anymore.
Yeah, they're not putting her in the cell.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Is the cell going to go up during the pay-per-view, or is it just going to stay down? This next, the Vaudevillains in Ascension on the pre-show in a cell. Yeah, exactly. So that's one of my overall thoughts. I mean, we don't, you know, one thing I'm trying to do less is just go where the conversation goes, as opposed to just going with my notes. But yeah, I feel like they've already booked 3 cell matches, if there's a match that's not in the cell booked, I'm not aware of it. That seems like a little bit excessive to me.
It seems a lot, and it's disappointing to me because I value Hell in the Cell so much.
Jerry is a mark for Hell in the Cell. He loves it, and for good reason. We haven't told this story. You were in the house for the true definitive Hell in the Cell. You were in the Igloo in Pittsburgh, June of 1998, when Mick Foley took that amazing dive off the top through the table. Oh my God, they've killed him. They've broken him in half. That historic moment, which I feel is maybe the most replayed moment in all of wrestling. And
I always loved Mick Foley, and at that moment, that's when he became my favorite wrestler of all time. Because
Jerry was in the house.
It was amazing, and I was eye level with him because I was on we were front row balcony, and so I was eye level, just off to the side. So I saw his back as he went off, and it doesn't. I've watched it so many times since, and you don't hear it on TV like I did there. There is a moment, and it's so split, and it's so minute. There's a second, just not even a second. It's so small. He goes off. And he crashes through the table, and you can hear him crash through the table because there's no sound. Everyone's just like, did we just see somebody die? And then, whoa, we saw somebody die! Like, it was unreal. And then the cell comes up with The Undertaker still on it, and Terry Funk comes out, and they walk him down, and then he goes back in, and we know the story. And then he climbs back up. I've always loved the cell. That moment is always going to be my favorite live pro wrestling moment ever.
I used to really love the cell, and I feel like it's kind of gotten overplayed. And I was kind of telling you this last night. What I don't like about the cell now is that it is no longer a last resort for an angle that's exhausted all other avenues, which is when it's used effectively.
Yeah.
You know, like, for example, I would say even Roman Reigns and Rusev have that going on right now. But, like, you know, Kane and Undertaker, or, well, I'm not sure they've been in the cell, but like when Undertaker and Shawn Michaels went in the cell, or Undertaker and Mankind went in the cell, they've been through everything else. This is a last resort kind of thing. Now, when it's just part of the calendar, I don't appreciate it as much.
Yeah, I didn't like that they had they crowbarred Undertaker Shane with the cell. But at least that was special. It was Mania, and it was different. I get what you're saying. I don't mind it having its own pay-per-view, but I think there should be one cell match. I just do, because I don't want to spread out all the high spots. There's really only so much you can do in a cell, and the storytelling that you do. And so now they have 3 different matches, and I don't know which one I'd prefer to have in the cell if I was going to pick one. Because the women in a cell intrigues me. Roman Reigns and Rusev, I think
disagree. Roman
Reigns and Rusev make sense more than any of the other ones, because I feel like they've just been so violent. This is where it's going. This is, you know, and that's what the cell is for God's sake. Then you've got...
I agree with you there.
You've got Owens and Rollins, who I know will put on a great cell match. They'll just kill each other in there, and that's great. But there's no real reason for it other than the calendar, like you said.
Yeah, it's just it's Hell in the Cell, so we got to put him in the cell.
The example I'll use to how I'm feeling about the cell now and how I'm going to feel at that pay-per-view is when we went to Disney, we stayed at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, and you have this view of the savannah. I've told this, and you can see giraffes, and you can see zebras, and you can see all these. It's amazing. I mean, 10 feet away from your balcony is a giraffe. And my son was so excited. He ran into the glass when he first saw it. And I was so thrilled. Look at this giraffe. Look what I've shown. Look what we have in front of us. It's amazing. By the end of the week, we were like, giraffe. No elephants? This sucks. Let's go to the Magic Kingdom. You know, it kind of wears out.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I think that the cell is the giraffe. And by the end of the week, we're just going to want to go to the Magic Kingdom.
So I feel like that's a great analogy. And let me clarify my thoughts on the women being in the cell. I feel like, first of all, the cell is not going to be suited for them personally. And when you look at what's happening with the Divas Revolution, and I know that the thought process should be, anything the guys can do, the girls can do too. And I get that, and I appreciate that, and I agree with it. But right now we're going through this Divas revolution where we're trying to redefine what being a WWE female superstar means. And you've got this crop of girls who are doing a great job at that and are reminding people that women can have these great matches on a night-by-night basis. And again, hitting the mark on that. And then I feel like we're going to just gimmick it up in a cell when they would be better suited outside of it, just having another great match consistent with what they've been doing, instead of gimmicking it up when it's not going to be what anybody wants out of them.
It's going to be gimmicked up. You're right. But I feel like if I were to take a bet, if there was going to be one match that evening that had blood, I bet you it's that one.
Yeah, maybe, but who cares? Do you want that from the diva, from the women, or whatever you want to call them? Like,
I guess I do, because I've never seen it. And it's like a step in the right direction, maybe. But I don't know if I want to see Charlotte bleeding like her dad did. That's weird.
I don't. I want to see them have a great match. And not only that, when you realize at the expense of having a third cell match, I don't think the ends justify the means in this one, personally. I don't think it's a good move.
Well, to be fair to them, they were the second cell match. And then all of a sudden, Stephanie comes out and just throws a third one at us.
Well, I don't mean chronologically. I just mean as far as your booking it goes, you've just booked a third cell match. So that's extraneous.
I mean, I get that they want to have a main event that's the cell. And so that's why I can see why they kind of want to do that. That's why they did Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. But at King of the Ring, the cell match that I saw was not the main event.
Right.
The main event was like you get to set Kane on fire gasoline match with Steve Austin, which was sucky. You're allowed to not have the cell be the main event. I think Rusev and Reigns, they should have just left well enough alone.
I agree.
But 3 cell matches, okay. We'll see. It could be awesome, Rob. It could be. Don't close down on me.
Well, I just this is not one of my favorites historically. I don't historically enjoy this pay-per-view. I just prefer the cell be used sparingly, as opposed to it's October, we have to bring the cell out.
Come on, Pumpkin. Don't get so mad about it just because they didn't put me in the match.
So let's go through some of the Raw notes, if you don't mind.
I love that you're now dating Nia Jax.
I was going to say, where'd that come from?
I just want you to. I love your real girlfriend, but on post to post, I want you to date Nia Jax. I want her to be in love with you. She's in love with you. In my mind, Nia Jax loves you, and it's unrequited, which is the worst.
Okay, I will. I can go for that.
Okay.
Lana's boobs were back this week. Holy cow, she's looking better than ever.
I love it. Enjoy Lana.
To be honest, Rusev looks good too. Rusev's beefing up and not looking as chubby. And like when he was in, like they were both wearing something I would describe as different yesterday. I thought they both looked great. Yeah,
I thought they looked great. I thought the opening segment of Raw was a lot of fun. I loved when he channeled his inner Adam Sandler and said to Charlotte, "Shut up, Black Swan. Stop looking at me, Swan."
I loved that. Yeah, no, I thought that they're doing fine. This is where I like Roman Reigns. No complaints there. After that, I got excited to see Goldberg on the screen, even though it was just in a recap thing. I'm gonna let me reserve my thoughts for Goldberg here towards the end of the video.
Me too. Me too.
I also want to say I love the network promos that they've made, the ones that focus on a specific superstar. This one was John Cena, but in the past there have been ones on Rock, Austin, DX, I believe all in that order. I kind of like those videos where they give like statistics about how much other stuff's on the network.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
So I love those. Not going to come down on the commentary, although my thoughts haven't changed. I will say there was one funny line, an interaction between Byron Saxton and Corey Graves, which, by the way, I will give myself a cheap plug. Let's do it. Late last night, I did open the Corey Graves Twitter account. It will be used for legitimate lines Corey Graves has said, and it is at Corey Graves said. Corey Graves said is where you can get that.
That's the best.
And whenever I feel that he says something ridiculous or something funny or even something poignant, I will retweet. Well, not retweet. I will tweet his exact quote.
That's perfect. So follow that immediately. Corey Graves said.
Yeah,
do it.
At Corey Graves said. So Corey Graves had a great line, but you need Byron's setup. So Byron, during the New Day segment where they started talking about Uncle Joey and Uncle Jesse and stuff like that, Byron said everybody loves Full House. And which I agree with, because I do love Full House in a Byron Saxton kind of way. And then Corey Graves right on it, and then you turn 8.
Yeah, great line. That was a good line.
Yeah, so, and that's all I'm going to say about commentary today. That's all I'm going to say about it. My thoughts haven't changed, but that was one good line from the two of those guys. I'm still digging Cesaro and Sheamus. I think their odd coupling is an asset. Looking forward to it going somewhere. But I'm enjoying the work they're doing and the potential they have.
Yeah. Meh.
But do you disagree or?
I mean, I get why you say that. It's just I agree with Kofi Kingston so much that Sheamus is hot garbage. Hot garbage. Bustle it up. Bustle. Hot garbage. I can't get into it. I want to. I want to get into Cesaro. Can't do it. I'm trying, but I can't do it.
Okay, fair enough. Cammy Fields did the honor for Bayley. Just want to give all the jobbers a shout out. There'll be a few more here in a minute. I
had a note about the end of Bayley, if I may.
Sure.
So she gets attacked by what's her face, Dana Brooke. Did you think that was one of the weakest sneak attacks ever? She hits her once, and did you want her to be a little more vicious there?
I guess I didn't notice, but one thing I did like that I thought made it look more vicious was the deflated inflatable people.
Right. I just wanted her to keep kicking her. She just stood there and kept posing for the camera like it was the last shot before commercial, but then they stayed on her. So then she just take a step back and do it again. And I was like, you need to hit her again. I'm sorry to say. I
think Dana Brooke is consistently a deer in the headlights. A beautiful doe, but a deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
I thought that I thought it was nice seeing what I'll call a normal superstar blended into the cruiserweight division with Sin Cara.
Yeah, it was time for that to start happening. I see Neville showing up there at some point.
Maybe, but they actually even addressed it. So it's not, I kind of wish they didn't make him they moved him to the cruiserweight division. Whereas I think what Michael was saying, I think I agree with, why does he have to be on the cruiserweight division? Can't he just be a Raw superstar who is sometimes in cruiserweight matches? I don't think we need to have a delineation of what is a cruiserweight superstar.
That won't last forever.
You're probably right.
But I like that. I like what they're doing now. I do like having a little break. It's making Raw drag on less, I think.
No, I agree. Having it because it feels like a slice of something different.
Yes.
So I'm with you there. Like I said, they're handling that really well right now. I don't know if I have an opinion really, because there is a starch movement from one feeling to another when the cruiserweight matches start, but I'm not sure I have a problem with that. So that's that. Let's talk about your favorite wrestler of all time, Mick Foley. I've got some positive and some negative things to say about his segment with Stephanie.
Love the suit.
That was my first note. The first thing is the suit was a thing of beauty.
Love it. It made me geek out.
That was very Foley-like. In fact, I didn't see it until this morning, but I saw that he even tweeted on Facebook or whatever you do, just update your status. Look for a new fashion thing tonight, and I was not disappointed. Because I thought that was a really cool move, blending the flannel with the suit.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, perfect for him.
We both agree that 3+ Hell in a Cell matches seems to be a bit excessive.
Yeah.
I say 3+ because who knows? There could be more.
Right.
I noticed the list of Jericho has its own logo now.
I love it.
Did you see that?
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how you've made the list, and then he's scratching Stephanie off the list. No, the list is just for me. It's just for me.
Yeah. It's just really, I mean, and last night was Jericho, I would say of the past month or so, he was the least in your face that he's been. and it's still doing very well.
I even liked that cheap plug for Payday he ended up doing with R-Truth.
Yeah, Jericho's on fire. I agree.
He's on fire, and I noticed for the first time, you pointed it out, and I'd missed it last week. He mentioned that there should be a private jet, a Team Chris and Kevin private jet, and Kevin Owens is like, absolutely, there needs to be a Team Kevin and Chris private jet. Like,
did they do that again?
Yeah, they did it again. They just put each other first, and it's funny, and it's just subtle, but it's funny,
and it's perfect for where I'm sure they're going to go with it. And then one other thing that bothers me about this interaction with Foley and Stephanie is I'm confused. Do they get along or not?
I know.
That's messy.
I know. Is she bad or good or what is she?
Right.
She's like, all of a sudden now she's Foley's buddy. She's having a nice day. She's joking around with him. I thought for sure when she asked to tag along that she was going to come in and then completely blow Foley up and do what he didn't want to do.
But I mean, like, aren't we supposed to? Shouldn't there be? I don't know where they're supposed to be, but they're not where they're supposed to be.
What's the point on either show?
Exactly.
Of having a general manager and a principal owner if they both agree. I mean, you've got Shane and Daniel Bryan being buddy-buddy all the time, and now Stephanie and Mick are buddy-buddy, and it's like there's no need for one of you.
And then don't forget the implied presences of, well, Raw has Triple H, and they both have Vince McMahon, who get referenced but aren't always there, or rarely there.
Yeah, it's unnecessary.
Seems to me like I feel like as of last night, Gallows and Anderson are no longer in the title hunt for the tag team titles.
Not for a while, no. I think they're going to be Enzo and Cass's stepping stone to the titles.
Well, yeah, I feel like I'll just say I feel like they're going to be working with Enzo and Cass, but it was just like New Day moved on, Luke and Anderson and Gallows moved on, and it just seems like it's severed now. I do not see Gallows and Anderson winning the title from New Day next.
In your opinion, Rob, if you were in the back and you were writing, what would be the justification for keeping Enzo and Cass out of the title hunt? Because they're by far the most over tag team, even if you include New Day in it.
Yeah, that's the reason. You just answered your own question. They don't need the belt to be over. Maybe. But I'm not saying they shouldn't have the belt. I'm just saying they obviously don't need it. Because if they're coming out with a bigger ovation than let's be real, anybody on the show.
Yeah, they really are.
They don't need the belt. And if someone else could use it, it could be beneficial to have it on both. So there's that. Zayn and Neville were a tag team last night. And my only note about that was I never really thought about it, but that feels like a good fit.
It really did, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean that because Zayn is struggling and Neville is still kind of, I'll say, getting his footing from his injury. Getting his footing in his return. This could really help both of them. Thoughts?
Yeah, they could always use more tag teams. So I think that would be good.
I've got a few more notes here. Oh, we got to shout out Steven Splash and Clay Splash.
The Splash Brothers, man.
I have a feeling, and I haven't read this anywhere, or I just knowing what I know about the guys, someone from New Day may have come up with those names.
What you think?
Well, there's a popular video game franchise called Smash Brothers.
Oh, the Smash Brothers.
Well, yeah, Super Smash Brothers is a video game franchise, and it just seemed like these guys were the Super Splash Brothers.
Well, I think that might have something to do with it, but the Steph Curry and another basketball player are known as the Splash Brothers, and they're from that area.
Oh, okay. Then you know what? You probably trumped me on this one because you're probably right.
Yeah, it's like a sports reference for Oakland, for that area, for the Golden State Warriors.
That makes even more sense.
Yeah, but I like the way you thought.
I've got two more notes here before we wrap this up.
By the way, are they ever going to give Braun Strowman real competition or no?
Yeah, they're going to get there, I feel like. I think that was kind of funny because Mick even this weekend, he tweeted like, the top 5 most best choices for Braun Strowman to fight. Like 1 is Goldberg and 2 is Brock Lesnar and all these big names. And then he comes out and destroys the Splash Brothers. So I just feel like they might be screwing with us there and holding this one over.
Yeah.
Did Emma just become all kinds of hot all of a sudden? When did that happen?
That was a nice segment. That was a nice little vignette.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When did that happen?
I don't know, but I mean, overnight she took a break and she got super hot.
It's funny how you can just do things with a character, present them in a different way. Like you could do it with Trish Stratus too. I remember like back in the day, like, I was kind of just getting tired. Not that she ever looked bad, but as a heel, as a baby face, I was getting tired of her. And then she went like heel and kissed Chris Jericho or Christian or one of those two. And like all of a sudden it was like she was a smoking hot little sultry little vixen again.
What do you mean, Rob? I'm upset with this. What do you mean Emma's hot? What about me, Nia Jax? I thought we had a thing.
All I see is the script behind Nia Jax.
I need to get blank paper.
What is it a script for?
No, it's not a script. It's a couple stories, like the Samsung Galaxy Notes. Do you see they sent a message to their users yesterday to immediately turn off their phone?
Yes, Kat got that message.
That's the best. You have a bomb in your pocket. Turn off the bomb in your pocket. You have a bomb in your pocket. Your pants will be on fire.
We have to wrap this up here soon. I don't want to forget the big thing. Let's talk about Goldberg.
Goldberg. I want to take my shirt off, shave my head, and have you hold sparklers at either side of me.
I will do it.
I love Goldberg, and I don't think you do, but I love him, and I always geeked out for him. So like him coming back, he's not good either. I don't know why I enjoyed him so much, but I just did.
So here's the way I feel about this, and my thoughts have not changed because we talked about this somewhat recently. I'm not a Goldberg mark, never was, never will be. But I'm definitely excited for this because this is going to be new and fresh. And I know he's been here once before, but I want to remind everybody when he spent that 1 year in WWE, he did a good job and had decent matches in main event positions and didn't always win. And he did a really good job for 1 year.
Well, here we go. I feel like this next week starts the slow burn towards Survivor Series, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Well, I'm actually worried it might get a little rushed, but if we're doing Survivor Series, then sure, we'll do Survivor Series. I can make Survivor Series work. I
mean, Survivor Series is their next pay-per-view after Hell in the Cell.
Why don't we put it in a cell? Why don't we put Goldberg and Brock in a cell?
Throw them in a cell.
Yeah, why not?
Why don't we put Braun Strowman and the Splash Brothers in a cell?
There's nowhere else they can go. Plus, it's October. All right, man. Do you have anything else you want to say? We can get more into Goldberg next time, but we got to wrap this one up, I think. Is there anything you wanted to add?
I feel like it's good. I would do another Nia Jax impression, but you're not into it today. You hate her today.
I wish she would. I guess it'd make more sense if she was on the show last night, but I always love when you do it. It's funny to me.
Listen, she might not be on the show. She's always in our hearts.
Here, why don't we say goodbye to Ramblin' Jerry V here for a moment, and I'll close up things, and we'll also say goodbye to my dear, sweet Nia Jax. So for myself, the Rob, my tag team partner in podcasting, and my sweet love Nia, have a great day, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
That's all you're gonna give me?
Bye, Rob. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. I love you.
That's all you give me?
That's all I give you. I don't know. You hated it today. I don't know what to tell you.
I loved it.